Hi, welcome once again to M5's new English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan, and I'm here on your TV screen to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay. Well, let's learn English together. Now, do you remember our last lesson? What did we learn in the last lesson? Well, we looked at the possessive apostrophe S. We know that we add this to nouns to show possession. Who is the owner? Let's practice using the possessive apostrophe S with these nouns. First, let's look at these examples. This is Alfredo Benchfield's watch. That is not, that isn't Dave Squid's car. Are those Gav's glasses? Good. Remember how we make the question? That's right. We change the word order. These are Gav's glasses changes to are these Gav's glasses? Easy peasy. Now, let's complete the rest of the exercise. Positive and negative sentences and questions. This is Bence's toy car. That is Balint's left shoe. This is Balint's right shoe. These are not Ferry and Edina's cars. Now, look at the last sentence again. Remember, we know that if the noun belongs to two people, then we use the possessive apostrophe S at the end of the second name. Those are Bence and Balint's parents. This is not Gav's skateboard. That is Ava's dress. Good. Now, do you remember the other questions we asked last lesson? That's right. We asked questions using where and when. Now we know how to ask someone questions about when and where they were born and where they come from. Do you remember? We asked questions about famous people. Do you remember? Okay, so what's the positive sentence? Billy is from London, or he is from London. Good. So we start with the person or the pronoun. Billy, he. Then we use the verb to be. After that, we add the word from, and we finish with the place. Simple. And what about the negative? What do we add? That's right. We use the word not to make the sentence negative. We simply put not after the verb to be. Great. So now there's only one question left. What about the question form? Do you remember? That's correct. We change the word order and add a question mark. Let's change these into two positive sentences, two negative sentences, and then make two questions. Here's a couple of examples. Michael J. Fox is from Canada. He's from Canada. Michael J. Fox is not from Canada. He isn't from Canada. Is Michael J. Fox from Nyíregyháza? Is he from Nyíregyháza? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is from America. He's from America. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is not from China. He's not from China. Is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson from Aberdeen? Is he from Aberdeen? Okay, let's complete the sentences. P-Mobile are from Hungary. They're from Hungary. P-Mobile aren't from North Korea. They're not from North Korea. Are P-Mobile from India? Are they from India? Lady Gaga is from New York. She's from New York. Lady Gaga is not from Paris. She's not from Paris. Is Lady Gaga from Minsk? Is she from Minsk? Kylie Minogue is from Australia. She's from Australia. Kylie Minogue is not from Bangladesh. She's not from Bangladesh. Is Kylie Minogue from Mongolia? Is she from Mongolia? Cristiano Ronaldo is from Portugal. He's from Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo is not from Rome. He's not from Rome. Is Cristiano Ronaldo from Malta? Is he from Malta? Lionel Messi is from Argentina. He's from Argentina. Lionel Messi is not from Paraguay. He's not from Paraguay. Is Lionel Messi from Cairo? Is he from Cairo? Great, well done. Now, let's look at something different. Let's look at the time. Now, we know that we use AM and PM for morning and afternoon. But what else do we use with time? What questions do we ask? What answers do we give? Okay, well, it's simple. Look at the clock in the picture. At this time, we say the time is 5 o'clock. Simple. We're using the verb to be again. The time is, it is. Okay, so if the clock looks like this, we say the time is 2 o'clock. It's not hard, it's easy. We know all the numbers we need from 1 to 12, so we can tell the time all the time. We know that AM and PM mean in the morning and in the afternoon, so we use them to give more information. It's 6 o'clock PM. Now we know that it's evening, not morning. Okay, let's practice telling the time. Look at the pictures of the clock and say what time it is. The time is 1 o'clock, or it's 1 o'clock. The time is 2 o'clock, or it's 2 o'clock. The time is 3 o'clock, or it's 3 o'clock. The time is 4 o'clock, or it's 4 o'clock. The time is 5 o'clock, or it's 5 o'clock. The time is 6 o'clock, or it's 6 o'clock. The time is 7 o'clock, or it's 7 o'clock. The time is 8 o'clock, or it's 8 o'clock. The time is 9 o'clock, or it's 9 o'clock. The time is 10 o'clock, or it's 10 o'clock. The time is 11 o'clock, or it's 11 o'clock. The time is 12 o'clock, or it's 12 o'clock. We can also use AM or PM at the end of the sentence, like this. The time is 6 p.m. or it's 6 p.m. So we can use o'clock or AM, PM. The time is 1 a.m. or it's 1 a.m. The time is 2 a.m. or it's 2 a.m. The time is 3 a.m. or it's 3 a.m. The time is 4 a.m. or it's 4 a.m. The time is 5 a.m. or it's 5 a.m. The time is 6 a.m. or it's 6 a.m. The time is 7 a.m. or it's 7 a.m. The time is 8 a.m. or it's 8 a.m. The time is 9 a.m. or it's 9 a.m. The time is 10 a.m. or it's 10 a.m. The time is 11 a.m. or it's 11 a.m. The time is 12 a.m. or it's 12 a.m. The time is 1 p.m. or it's 1 p.m. The time is 2 p.m. or it's 2 p.m. The time is 3 p.m. or it's 3 p.m. The time is 4 p.m. or it's 4 p.m. The time is 5 p.m. or it's 5 p.m. The time is 6 p.m. or it's 6 p.m. The time is 7 p.m. or it's 7 p.m. The time is 8 p.m. or it's 8 p.m. The time is 9 p.m. or it's 9 p.m. The time is 10 p.m. or it's 10 p.m. The time is 11 p.m. or it's 11 p.m. The time is 12 p.m. or it's 12 p.m. Simple. Now, what about the question? What do you think we do to make a question? Well, we need the question word what to start with. But then what do? Well, it's a question, so what about word order? That's right, we changed the word order. Do you remember? So the question we need is, what time is it? Simple. When we want to know the time, we ask the question, what time is it? We can also ask another question for information about the time. What's the time? So now we know 2 ways to ask the time. Great! So now we know how to ask what the time is and how to tell what the time is. We know how to tell the time in a long and short way. The time is 6 o'clock or it's 6 o'clock. We know how to use AM and PM to give information about time. Is it before or after noon? And we know how to ask questions. We ask someone the question, what time is it? Or what's the time? We tell the time using the sentence, the time is X o'clock. We can also say, it's X o'clock or it's X AM, PM. Well, that's all we have time for today. Today we practiced the possessive apostrophe S and talked about where people come from. We also looked at telling the time and asking about the time. I had fun. I hope you had fun too. I'm Gav Duncan. I'm not Sean Connery or Roger Moore. See you next time for lesson 18. See you later. Bye.